part half owner, 50-50 maybe, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
That's what's up, bro.
yeah. But I was like, man, those guys missed out on an opportunity to make money
Yeah.
off of this. As far as you know, what I would have did if I was pro wrestling tees, I would have sold shirts. Going as soon as it was announced, Page versus Jericho, I just sold an Adam Page shirt and a Chris Jericho shirt that said, "I was there when history to witness history," and then have Adam Page winning the world title, and then
Yeah.
have someone one with Jericho,
Yeah.
and tell, "Are you a fan? You gonna who you
Right.
rolling with? Will you put your money where your mouth
Right.
is?" I think people would have ate that shit up and be like, "I'll buy this." And
People are crazy, man, to miss out on stuff like that. I think you gotta be able to sniff that out, man. You gotta be able to recognize that.
oh
But
yeah,
Rio, how you doing, man?
I'm excellent, man. How are
See,
you?
I'm good. I got you. I already started. You ain't even know.
Oh, see,
I
well, there we
got you.
go.
You was talking about the pro wrestling, so I was like, well, let's just start there.
Just let's roll with that.
Yeah,
How
this is
you
my
doing?
guy Mario, man. I'm not gonna tell you his government could have some savages out there looking for him. But I've known Mario for about a little over a year
A little
now.
over a year now.
We've
Yep.
been real cool since, man. Always looking out for each other. He collect pops. He into wrestling. He into all the dope stuff, not just that. So, and he a dope guy. So, uh, big news is you going to All Out
All out tomorrow.
tomorrow. This will probably be up tomorrow. Well, this will be up tomorrow. So, whoever's seeing this is today for you. But you'll be going tomorrow. So. How'd you feel whenever? So how'd you get the tickets? Break that to me, because I was just getting the story through social media, so I didn't really ask you yet.
Okay, yeah, I saw that tickets were gonna go on sale,
Hmm.
and I'll go back a year before that. I went to get tickets for All In,
Oh, I remember this.
and when I got on for All In, I had two front row seats in my cart, and then they started having problems, and then when I went to hit like checkout, it popped up. It was like, your cart is empty, and then they put me back in line, and then I had tickets. Then I
They
had like,
Funko Popped you, bro. How they do
oh
on the
yeah,
sites?
yep, yeah,
Ah,
absolutely,
that's rough.
yep. And so then like they placed me back in line, and then it was like, oh, here's two $29 tickets, and I was like, no, I just have front row. So I kept trying it, and then I found out like it sold out in like a half hour. So I was like, oh man. So then I was real disappointed that I didn't get to go.
Yeah, I
So then
remember
I
you
saw,
told me it was a bummer.
so then I
Yeah.
saw that they were coming again for All Out, and I
Mhm.
saw that like tickets were going on sale. They gave like a month notice. So I was like, oh,
Mhm.
like I can get things together. So I said something to my girlfriend and my mom. I was like, hey, it was like, I don't know if you guys are planning on getting me anything for Father's Day. Like, you don't have to. I don't want nothing. But if you guys do, instead of doing whatever, will the two of you guys get together? I want to go to this wrestling pay per view, and tickets go on sale June 12th. Like,
Right.
can you guys throw your money together and buy me a ticket? Like, that's all I want is a ticket. And so then my
That's what's
girlfriend
up.
got with my mom and was like, yeah, we can do that. And then they were both just like, well, here, we'll just give you the money because we don't know how the internet works. We'll give you the money and
Right.
then get yourself a ticket. And then they gave me enough, and they were like, get yourself a second ticket and
Oh, that's what's
to
up.
take a friend. And I was like, oh, word? Like, okay, bet. Like, all right. Like, I was prepared to go by myself. Like, I'll go alone and have a good time. Like,
Right. No, I hear you, man. Sometimes you gotta make those adventures on your own. Sometimes you got to.
just to be like I was there.
Man, I wouldn't blame you, because I was gonna be watching to see if I could find you. So, but then I got a message this week, and some your buddy had pulled out for reasons unknown. That's not even the point, but sad for him, but I'm glad he, like it was all a mutual thing with no hurt feelings, and everybody, what I mean, get to be
Right.
happy now. But you invited me. I want to say
Yeah.
thank you, brother.
Yeah,
Real
man.
talk, man. I'm glad I get to be there with you.
Me too.
It's
Me
gonna
too.
be
It's gonna
his
be, man.
story.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, in 30 years, and be like, man, I was there right before everything just kind of changed. Because I really believe not that AEW is going to eclipse WWE in any fashion. If anything, they'll match them. You know what I'm saying? But to eclipse them, I think the only way that it will happen is every big star, and I do mean every big star, and there's a lot of them in WWE, even if they're not got the rocket up their booty or not. If all those stars ended up just leaving, one by one, and then 3 in a row, and then 5 together. If they all just left. WWE would try to rebuild the stars, but you can't replenish them as fast as they'll leave. So if all the stars they got, except for like 1 or 2 left, I think that would be the only way you would see the rating war again.
Right.
Now, global impact and all that, I don't know, because WWE still got the network and they public company and all this other
global conglomerate.
yeah. So they got a whole thing. So I don't know if that'll ever happen, but I'm still excited for it because things is gonna change.
Oh yeah.
Whenever you click on whatever wrestling you watch and it's been made fun of so long, like it's not gonna be that no more. Everything I feel like is gonna stop being because I think we had this little paradigm where everything is about to get so censored. But then whenever all the skeletons start to come out the closet for everybody, it's just like, okay, so everybody just the fuck up then. So that don't really matter. So now we just continue with everyday life. So whenever that comes to wrestling, things gonna stop being PG and so kiddie-ish and all that unnecessary stuff. And you starting to see that all out wrestling now. And I think when October come, it's just gonna a whole switch gonna be flipped.
Yeah.
How you feel about it?
Man.
Just everything that's gonna come.
It's like, man, I'm pulling for AEW.
Me too, man.
And man, it's like, I don't think that they're gonna surpass the WWE. I hope they do. I would love for them.
Oh yeah.
But just after watching Vince, even like right now, like I've kind of stopped watching WWE just because like it's boring to me. Like it's stale.
Yes.
I'm just like, it's not entertaining for me anymore. Like it has bits and pieces here and there, like
segments.
I'll check to see, and like I used to DVR Raw and SmackDown. I took it off the DVR, and I tell Brittany, I'm like, if I catch it while it's on, I'll watch a little bit of it, and then once it hits something that I don't like, I'm like, nope, like I change it to something else and don't change it back.
Yep.
But just man, Vince has done this for so long. I think AEW will leave their mark on the wrestling business and put their dent, put a dent in the WWE. But I don't think that they'll pass them.
Yeah.
They may. I think that their ratings may be better early, or who knows for how long. Or at some point, they'll get better ratings. But like as far as like company wise, I don't think that.
Yeah, it's just hard to pass that, man. That's beyond established and beyond like WWE has swallowed companies.
Yeah.
And now WWE is just like so powerful. It's just like they just signed in alliances quietly. Like I think them and TNA got a partial thing going on. And I think them and Ring of Honor have a partial, but I still think those companies can still do whatever they want at the end of the day. It's not like how it was when Vince first went around and started buying up the territories, like using the Jedi mind trick on them, saying like, I got your television channels and you syndicate stations and everything, so you might as well just fold now or else it's going to be even worse later. At least you can capitalize and get as much money as you want then. At that moment, I would have picked up my phone and called every freaking owner of any wrestling organization, United States, Japan, and say we need to do something. Or in 10, 20 years, like it has happened, we in wrestling is going to be in a terrible state. And I just think they always like, well, I'll listen to Vince and just take the money. Fools.
Oh yeah.
Fools. I guess they're happy, but like the way wrestling went, like it felt like it went so high, and it's just like they didn't think that they could go that high again, so they just settled for what they could and try to just maximize on stuff. And now we just live in it. WWE just living in superstar era. It was like they bringing back old people. Not that I don't want to see them, but it's just like how you're bringing them in is just not good all around. Like you're not painting a good picture here.
Yeah, and I think social media has a lot to do with that because like when they just did that Raw reunion, like that's probably the last like full episode that I watched because I was like, oh, these are my guys.
Yeah.
But like,
and they used them in a proper way, you know, the backstage segments, the talking in between. It wasn't like they came back for a world championship.
Yeah. But then like watching like the end, like with Austin coming out was just so cheesy to me. And it was like, you know, him talking about all the other guys from his era that were all there and everybody getting in the ring. And it was like, man, that's not Stone Cold Steve Austin out here sharing beers.
He said that.
You know what I mean?
He said that they did a WWE 24 special thing on the reunion, and he wasn't like the narrator, but he was the one like they followed throughout the day, but they still broke it up so you could see other people. But he was like the main person pretty much, and he was saying like it was even sappier with the script they gave him. And he was like, I can't go out there doing this. Like, this is what he said. So if anybody, y'all want to see it, go pull it up. He said, like, he tried to make the most out of it being Stone Cold that he could, given the night and what the script said, and just trying to do his thing, but get along and not make, like, that last segment just about him. And I, you know what I mean? Given what he said, and then I saw it because I didn't watch all of it. Only because listen, bro, I gave up on Raw so long ago. It's unbearable to sit there for 3 hours. The past 2 Mondays, I tried once and I couldn't get all the way through. And then this past Monday, my cousin came over, so we battled through it. So watching Raw is hard, so I just watched the segments. But then I went back and watched that segment after I heard what he said, and I was like, okay, I understand what he was saying now.
Yeah.
Can't blame him for that.
Yeah.
But I do get what you're saying. I wish whenever they bring them back, just bring them back and just let them do their thing, and let's not make just because the elephant is in the room don't mean that you need to make a big deal about it, especially when you've seen this elephant so many times. Just let the elephant do what it does, and we all benefit from it.
Like, they don't have to focus on nostalgia and using the word nostalgia every 30 seconds when they do them things. Just, man,
let it happen.
Throw somebody into their old routine that they did and be like, yo, just go out there and do that from 12 years ago. Like,
that was my favorite things in the Ruthless Aggression era up until like 2010, 2011, is that they would bring people back, and it wasn't like Brock Lesnar or Goldberg or Undertaker or Triple H like now, where they would bring them back and they like just take over the whole pay-per-view or something, or just like, okay, so prime example is the Chris Jericho Kevin Owens thing. We all wanted them to be the main event and to have that thing out for the title at WrestleMania. What did they do? They completely took both of them out and threw Brock Lesnar and Goldberg in it. And then they wasn't even the main event. Like, man, what are you doing? What?
And man, and that's the way they operate.
Yes.
Like, they'll give a guy the title and be like, cool, you're about to carry us for the next year. And then 2 months before WrestleMania, they're like, oh, you're going to drop the title to this guy, and it's going to be in like 3 minutes, maybe.
Right. And I get why they do it, but also at the same time, I think you do more harm to your business trying to bring them back to force them in the main event or the title matches, whenever you could just bring them back and let them feud with somebody that's up and coming and needs that rub. Like, if Stone Cold came back, I would say right now, first of all, I would like to see Stone Cold and CM Punk. That's what I would like to see. That's just not going to happen, I don't think. But if they did, I would think you would have to do with like Kevin Owens or somebody that's, like just needs the rub of another like big mega star, because Kevin Owens is a big deal. If he went to AEW today, I'm telling you, him and Chris Jericho is going to be the main event. We know this. So, so stuff like that, and I just don't take somebody out of what they doing, as you was just saying, for the past year, and then relegate them to not being the first match or the last match. Because I think anything between the first match, the last match, or the match before the last match isn't just nothing, but it's like a jumble mess. When you go back and think through the match card, you know what I'm saying, you can't remember all of them. Like, I remember first matches. Like, the first match one year was the World Heavyweight Championship, the big gold belt, and
Sheamus and Daniel Bryan.
Yep. And just I remember stuff like that. Yep. And I remember main events like Batista at the end and John Cena sometimes, or I remember those times. Like, I remember plenty more. Obviously, like The Rock and Stone Cold and even Hulk Hogan. Even I'm not
Rock and Hogan. Like,
yeah. So I remember all those types of things, but what they do now is just like it's hard to remember, because like you making a shit show out of it. Like, you have good things lined up, and what I noticed that their biggest problem is like before a guy contract is up, they'll try to force the title on him. i.e. the Ziggler treatment.
Right.
Every time he was going to resign or leave down there, they was like, here's the IC title. I'm like,
yeah.
How much can you take of that? And at some point, they just like, just the money.
Then they sign that contract, and then they're like, all right, well, you're dropping this title to this guy, and then now you're just going to do this job for the next 3 years. Like Ziggler and Goldberg. I didn't even know that match was happening. Like, again, I stopped watching, but I was like, oh, SummerSlam. My homie at work was like, this was probably the best pay-per-view I've seen from them in like 5 years. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go home and check out SummerSlam. So I went home and I was like, man, SummerSlam was fantastic. But, man, Dolph Ziggler versus Goldberg, why? Like,
they don't know.
Why? That was unnecessary. And then to run it the way that it went, you know what I mean? Like, it was the same thing. And then what's that do for Ziggler? I'm not going to take that guy serious when, like, remember when they put you out there with that 65-year-old guy and you lost in 30 seconds? And then you was talking shit and then you got hit again. Like,
I don't know, man. It's always
Ziggler's going to be great somewhere else.
He will be. I know I'm going to get some flack for this. I used to love Ziggler, okay? And I used to love to hate The Miz. The Miz is disqualified to me from ever being serious or anything. Not because of his TV show. Because he got completely swallowed by John Cena whenever they was doing that, him and Nikki Bella, or Nikki getting married at WrestleMania and all that. But he got killed on the mic one night. It wasn't. It was just hard to describe. Like, I was just like, you gotta say something, bro. You gotta fake pick a fight. You gotta do something. It's live now. This is live. Don't. And then he just got owned and didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I'm not in favor of going into business for yourself to the level of Brock Lesnar, but I cannot be showed up like that. Right. Like, he went mega personal. And I was like, oh my gosh. And Miz just didn't do nothing. Ziggler's problem is like how everybody always said it and how Sean put it clearly. And like he's showing now. He trying to be Shawn Michaels. Stop it.
Oh, yeah.
Stop. That's my only complaint. Be you. Do all your outlandish, over the top, like, you know, like antsy, anxiety wrestling moves where you like wiggling your legs and doing the crazy DDT and I love it. Do that and just be more ruthless. But don't go doing the
stomping your foot in your corner, letting everybody know you about to hit a super kick.
And he's been trying to do Shawn Michael-esque things his whole career.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like, this isn't new. And it's just like, you got to make a new character. How many times has Paul Heyman, Chris Jericho, even Hulk Hogan did it once? You know what I mean? You got to reinvent yourself. And just because you was once in the Spirit Squad, now, no, bro, you pretty much always been Dolph Ziggler.
Right.
You know, like, stop. You didn't really have no right. Yeah, you didn't really have no role in the Spirit Squad. Right, yeah. We didn't know who was who other than Kenny Dykstra.
Kenny was the only dude in the Spirit
and he
Squad.
even got let go.
Yep.
So you are special, but you got to do more with what you're giving instead of whenever he was going on like kind of cussing out Goldberg and stuff, like he got like really raw with it. Not that he had to cuss, but I really respected stuff like that. All the other stuff is just like where. And this is my problem with wrestling that I see today. And this is why I really don't care. Because I seen Stone Cold and The Rock and Triple H and all them heathens. And they was heathens because they will get after it. Don't nobody want to get after it. The last person, guess who's the last person we saw get after it? The man that don't want to wrestle no more. You know? Every time, he was so bold about everything. And he didn't have to cuss and go off. Y'all are just... What is going on? Like, I can't believe any of you. Like, none of you, like, y'all have a problem with like the buff wrestlers, which I don't understand why. I don't think that they should just be the main event, but I think it's like a culture pie. Everybody should be welcome in the world of wrestling. We had Doink the Clown for crying out loud.
That's why I loved ECW when ECW was around, because
Everything.
you would look at that and be like, that dude looks like my neighbor, like Sandman. Sandman was just this.
Right. And they had all types. They had the big dudes, and they had the great tag teams, and they had the great aerial dudes, and they had the MMA cats and all that. So now that we got the prerequisites out the way, we just gonna go to the match card. First one we got is, if I'm assuming from bottom to top, that these is how they're gonna go. The women's casino battle royal is the buy-in pre-show. Winner receives a women's title shot. So who you think gonna win that one?
Man,
because I'm assuming all the women are the ones from All Out that was in the tag matches and the regular matches. That's any of them that aren't on this card, like individually.
I would imagine so. And then I think a couple people, like, they just announced Rowdy Piper's daughter is going to be wrestling at the All Out.
Oh yeah.
So she'll probably be
in that.
Yeah.
Okay. So who you got, or who do you want to come out on top in the women's division to get a title shot?
Man, I haven't even seen who's all a part of that battle royal, but
let me see if I can pull her up for us. Go ahead.
But man, I like Britt Baker. I think Britt Baker is fantastic. Like,
what you like? I like her. What you like about her? Why her?
I've just always liked her. Like, from when I first started like seeing her like in the independents. Like, I don't know, man. She just works me. She works me, and then I like that she's using that like neck breaker on the knee. That she's using, that Adam Cole uses. So I like that.
Okay, so I think I'm finding something on Uprocks that has a list, maybe. So Big Swole apparently is okay. So officially, there are 10, or currently at this time they have Sadie Gibbs, Ariel Monroe. Oh yeah, Jazz is coming back.
Oh,
Jazz.
okay.
Evilise, Teal Piper, Brandy Rhodes, Nyla Rose, Britt Baker, and Yuka Sakazaki, and Ali Wrestling, or whatever her Instagram is. But yeah, I want to see. I'll be cool with Britt Baker, but I really want to see Brandy Rhodes. I ain't gonna lie to you.
See, I want Britt Baker to win, but more than likely, Brandy will probably win.
You think so?
And they'll probably do it with like help. They'll probably bring in another woman that isn't on that list. That may just.
I thought Brandy had like backup, or like
She brought in Awesome Kong at their last.
Yeah, so is she still okay? Because I'm trying to figure out if she's still like her her valet or whatever. Because it's not a manager, but because I don't know if Awesome Kong would be in new development. I didn't even realize this, but I watched the show Glow, right? And I've watched like all the seasons, but she's in that.
I just read that.
Awesome Kong is in that.
I just read that the other day, and I was like, I've watched the first 2 seasons.
She's the welfare queen. I was like, what? Yeah. That's so dope.
Yep.
I was like, yeah, because whenever I watched it, I had thought that. I was like, that's crazy, because she looks like Awesome Kong, but I never went and looked it up. And then whenever they was coming out with it, somebody, okay, yeah, so it was Awesome Kong. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think Awesome Kong might come.
But Brandy will probably pull it off.
Think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be down. I hope it's really good, and I hope it's a little longer. It's not like a WWE Women's Battle Royal where they like trying to get them in and out and get the last 2 in there so they can have an actual wrestling match.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's the one thing I've noticed with AEW is it looks like that each match they're giving these guys and girls, they're giving these wrestlers time. Like, go out there and do your thing.
Yeah.
Like, as opposed to some WWE segments looking rushed. Like, that was like 2 minutes. What was that for? Like, we didn't even need to see that today. Like, but with AEW, it looks like these guys are all getting time to go out there and show the world what they can do.
Man, I've been more than impressed. Like half or if not all the women that they have now, I'd rather see most of them in WWE minus the main five, and we know the main five girls. You know, Bailey and Sasha and Charlotte.
Yeah.
Ronda can leave any day. Bye.
Yep.
See ya.
I'm glad that project's over.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
And they was talking about she might come back, but I'm just like, hilarious.
I hope not.
I don't care.
Like, don't come back.
She was getting so bitter towards the end, like towards WrestleMania. You could tell like how she was doing, like even if they was like troll videos or whatever, but she was still. And this is what makes me mad. Okay, she gets the mantle of Roddy Piper, the Rowdy, and you disrespect one of the most off the cuff people ever. Like he was not taking that BS from some joker that was coming in from the entertainment world or boxing or something to try to show him up in the wrestling ring.
Right.
And you just completely disrespected him, like at the end, I think. Like you just royally acted like a baby.
Yeah.
Like literally she literally singled out one dude. And this is all live, so I don't know if they cut it out or whatever, but it was I think the night she got her ass royally beat by Charlotte, when she was walking up the ramp, she singly called out one dude and was like, she was like, do you treat all women like this, or is that how you treat a woman, or something like that? But like it was a real emotion. It wasn't like she was acting, you know, like you can tell in wrestling whenever, especially in wrestling now, when somebody's saying something they really feel, and something that was in the script, or like they was just trying to say to get some pops.
Right.
You know, and this wasn't even on the mic. She was going up the walkway, up the entrance, the ramp, and it was just like going off and throwing the temper tantrums like she couldn't believe the fans turned on. Like, you don't know this business, sweetheart.
Yep.
You don't fucking know. They literally will come out here and start booing John Cena, but as soon as he start rapping and getting real, he got them everybody chanting his name at the end.
Like, that's
you
that
know,
dude. That's that dude. Man,
right. But that's how quick it's a switch. You know what I mean?
I can't stand John Cena.
Yeah,
when
me.
he goes back to the doctor at Thugonomics, I'm over here like,
bro, yes, throw it up. So I just don't think she understand all facets of this business. She still think it's just like everybody in the crowd is just like fawning over her because she's either Ronda Rousey or they just kids. Like, no, bro. Like, you left UFC because you knew you couldn't go back there. One, because you was going to get talked about. Two, you was going to get kicked in the face by dang near every woman in the division. Now, like, who you going to beat now in the division? None of them.
Right.
Which is why you left. Which is why Miesha Tate quit right after her fight. Like, the women of her era, they started a path, but I don't think any of them, other than Amanda Nunes and Cyborg and them, like, the real killers are still going now. Like, come on, man. Ronda, you left for a reason. Let's be real.
I never took Ronda serious anyways because she only competed in the UFC.
Yep.
She had other people from other places.
No, she was in Strikeforce. She was in Strikeforce, I believe.
Was she?
I'm pretty sure. I'm almost for certain she was in Strikeforce.
But like, her sitting around like, I'm the best, and then with people from like other.
Yep, she was in Strikeforce.
Because
she fought, like, a few females there.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. All the women that she fought, other than Cyborg, which she was gonna fight, but a whole bunch of stuff happened. Most of those women she fought in other places, but those women were just starting. You know, it was like, okay, if I can compare it, it's like, would you rather have NBA players of now or the NBA players of 1960s, where it's just white dudes and like 12 black dudes on the whole league?
Right.
So, you know what I mean? So it's a whole different dichotomy. Like, what you want?
Your center was 5'9".
Right. or even, well, whenever Bill Russell league, they would try to get 6'4" white dudes, was the tallest they ever seen at that time for a white cat, probably. And they was, you know, because I would watch I looked up like college heights or stats just in general, like back in the day, and like they tallest players was like 6'9" and stuff. Like, you have power forwards and centers at 6'9" and 6'7". So, and that's nothing now. Like, LeBron James is 6'9", 6'7". So he's not a center; he's a small forward. So it's a whole different other thing. And the women now in the UFC would totally dismantle 80%. 70-80% of the women back then. You know, it's like 3 or 4 women. And even Ronda, she won't be able to hold her own. She had her head in the game, but she wouldn't be how she was just mashing through women back then, you know?
Making women shit themselves.
Yeah. Next match we got is Private Party versus Angelico and Jack Evans. Don't know who they are. Do you know who they are?
I
Is
don't.
Private Party? Nope, that's not the Best Friends. I was gonna say Best Friends is different.
No.
Private Party.
I haven't seen these guys wrestle.
Okay.
So I'm only familiar with Evans and his partner. But those guys can go.
Evans and Angelica.
Yeah, both of those guys. Those guys are dope, and they fought the Best Friends at Double or Nothing, and they put on a show. Like, I think they'll get more of that. And like I said, I don't know nothing about Did you say Private Party?
Yeah, I'm looking. Oh, okay. So, Private Party looks like it's like 2 black dudes. One dude's got like a reverse mohawk, so it's like a space here, and like 2 blonde, like little like puffs or something going to like the back of his head right here. I don't know. Given the Jackson brothers are viewed by many as the best tag team in the world, that just makes Private Party all the more interesting, knowing they impress the Bucks. With more intrigue comes more questions, so I'm not going to waste any more questions. I think we're saying, and start answering some already. So apparently the Young Bucks picked them up somewhere, or they was on their radar.
Hey, if there's any 2 guys that should be out picking up tag teams.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that. Next one, Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Marco Stunt versus SCU.
Man, I really enjoy Luchasaurus and
Me too. Jungle Boy.
Jungle Boy together. Like,
Yeah.
those 2 together.
I watched their little snippets, Being the Elite on YouTube.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah, man, I like the 2 of those guys together. And then tossing Stunt in there. I mean, SCU will probably get the win.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be a weird thing going on. I think a lot of the newcomers are going to win. And I think it's just because they got to get the guys established and get a name on them, you know what I mean, before October comes. Because you don't want to go into that and them not having any wins over anybody that matters or something like that. Like, or them having wins over people, even more people that the main people, like, main audience won't know who they are.
And that's how I feel about Scorpio Sky from SCU.
He is dope. He is dope. He reminds me of Too Cool Scorpio.
That guy, it has it right now. Like,
yeah.
That dude is going to be a star. Like, he's probably their best athlete. Like,
oh yeah.
Man,
oh yeah. Him and Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks.
Like,
Sean Spears is pretty decent too.
Yeah.
In the athletic department. Jungle Boy is decent too.
Yeah. But man, I think Scorpio Sky has a huge future ahead of himself.
For sure. I agree with that. 100%, man. I think because didn't they just kind of just like start that 3-man tag team kind of like overnight in a way?
Yeah,
because they just tagged that one time and then they just started it.
Yeah, like Daniels and Kazarian had been.
Yeah, they've been tagged forever. Yeah, forever.
Yep, they do their little singles runs, but then come right back together and be like, man, let's go do some stuff.
I have a feeling though, if AJ was there, it would be him in that spot instead of him. So instead of Scorpio. So because AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels and Frank Kazarian just, those
3 names go synonymous together.
They go deep. Yeah, they go deep. So who you got winning? Who do you want to win? Who you know is gonna win, or who you had to put your money on?
I mean, you got to go. Put my money would be SCU.
Okay.
Because man, those guys win under big pressure.
Gotcha.
Christopher Daniels, former world champion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like you said, up and coming, get people more familiar with some of the newer talent. Like, Marco Stunt and Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy will probably pick up the W.
Got you. Now, I got two parts to my fantasy world and what I would want and how I would want things to work out. I got SU all day, my favorite, and who I'm betting on. But we in reality, and I know what that means, so I gotta go the other way all day. Only for all the reasons I said. I want them to win because I like them. You know, I like Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. So I really like them a lot. So I want them to get a win. It's not like that's going to damage SCU any at
Right.
all. So that's why I won't be hurt by it. Like I've seen AJ Styles lose and it kind of, you get that flesh wound, but it's not like you'll be fine. It's not a big
you
deal.
guys will rebound from this.
Right. So that's I want them to win, and I think they will win. If I had to put my money on it in this circumstance and what lies ahead, and just what I think Tony Khan and the 18 vice presidents they got, they know like the top 10 dudes that they want, and the bottom half, like 7, 8, 9, and 10 are young upcomers, and the first six or whatever is like their main guys who they got going. So I think they want to add five more names to that list, of up and comers, and I think it's all out, bro. It's gonna be dang near just as big or bigger than All In. So you got to make a statement of
Like,
some
yeah,
sort,
this is your
or just
pay-per-view.
make it really competitive, really, really, really competitive.
This is your pay-per-view going into your television deal.
Sorry, go ahead.
This is your pay-per-view leading into your television debut. This has to be the biggest thing that they've done. So looking at what they did with All In, and then Double or Nothing, like Double or Nothing ended with that big Moxley surprise.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that too.
But this being your like lead pay-per-view going into your it's got to be,
man,
something's got to go down. Like whether it's a surprise or just, like you said, just every card just being fantastic, and just people like, man, that's been the best thing. You've seen Double or Nothing, and you're like, man, this was the best show that I've seen in.
And you know how crazy that would be to say? Because listen, I wasn't even there, and I got that feeling like I was on a roller coaster. Like how your stomach goes up here, but it's like you want to be on the roller coaster, like all in for it. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended. You want to be on the roller coaster, but you know what comes with being on that roller coaster that makes it so fun is just that up and down. It's like not a down in a bad way, but that's what when you watch wrestling, I think whenever they just do it right and stop overcomplicating shit and just do what works and just build on that. Stop doing all this crazy shit that doesn't matter. Stop doing the things that don't matter. It's not the crazy shit, it's the stuff that don't matter. And I think all AEW is doing that. And whenever I was watching All In and Double or Nothing or whatever they've done, I was just like, man, these dudes, they got it. They got it. Like the roster all together and what they want to do and how they want to accomplish it, they got it.
A big part of it, I think, too, is because there hasn't been any competition. I mean, as far as like, you got Ring of Honor and TNA, but like, or Impact, whatever they're doing. But as far as, like, it's just been the WWE at top for so long that it's just, stale. So I think seeing, the first AEW show or, All In, Double or Nothing, like that feeling, it was just because you got, like, for me, like, it made me excited for wrestling again.
Yes,
Cause
that's what yep.
It was like, okay, yeah, they're not there, but you were like, oh, this is competition.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they deny all day long, we're not competing with them, look at you. They're competing against each other.
Right.
And that's what made it exciting for me, that I was like, oh man, because watching that, and I was like, this was great. Oh, like wrestling's fun again. Like,
and I just love that they were able to maintain and then go higher. And I think they'll be able to all out, and I'm interested to see how they handle weekly programming. Very interested to see how they handle that. I think that you got a lot of old school bookers back there mindset, and you got a lot of old school cats like Tony Schiavone. They just got him, Jr. They got
Billy
Tully
Gunn.
Blanchard. Yep, Billy Gunn. So they got a lot of old heads from a lot of different years back there, and some of the old heads from whenever this pretty much started. So it's gonna be interesting to what they, because I think all of them, not that any of them want to put, because they seen how that goes, so they don't want to put WWE or anybody out of business, but they know they gotta prove something to Vince and the WWE in general. And I think the bigger blow that they took recently, which they kind of trying to capitalize off it, was NXT getting scheduled the same night, and then they're starting 2 weeks early. Crazy whenever they did that. I was like, so now you know at least Vince is taking it serious, or at least Triple H at the very least. But the crazy thing was is that they were going to be going, like live like that on broadcast TV regardless. But it's just funny that they did it the same night, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same time. It'll either be an hour before or the same time. They won't go on an hour after. That's not happening.
Right.
You ain't gonna be able to show them up.
Oh no.
And it's gonna be interesting, very interesting to see if AEW can top and overthrow NXT's ratings, and then go for the jugular of Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
Just hold the blade. How in the movie scene, like the bad guy is like got the blade up to the good guy's throat, and it's like we know he not gonna die, but just putting that thought in our head that he could is just like, yeah, just the blood, and then he get pushed back, you know what I mean? Like then the good guys start taking him serious, like Goku. He start taking him serious all of a sudden. Yeah. So I just want to see that. I just want to see a good sparring match for the next 10 to 20 years. They owe us that. They want that mantle of it's like with anything. You can't just say you want the title or something and not ever do nothing with it, and then think that nobody else is gonna come along and want to take that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And on top of that, you got spectators and fans and people expect more whenever you the WWE or now AEW. So now you got expectations, and y'all got to start hitting some balls. Y'all ain't got to hit a perfect game, but damn,
right,
50. Give me hit a 50 ball. Damn.
Right.
So the next one is Rio and Hikaru Shida, and they're two. I believe that they were at Double or Nothing. I'm not sure. Were they? Because I know they had. They had a bunch. Yeah, they had a bunch of like foreign talent come over.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there was a lot of people on that like I wasn't familiar with.
No, they were at Fyter Fest. That's what it was. Fyter Fest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But so it says here, Japanese professional wrestler. She is currently with All Elite Wrestling. She debuted for a promotion called Ice Ribbon back in 2006. So she's been wrestling for over a decade. So, and the other lady that they had, she's 31. Been wrestling for over a decade as well. So I can't figure out, because anything you pop up, it just shows anything for AEW. So I was trying to figure out if they had anything else on her. But all I have to say about the foreign talent is they always put on a damn good show for me. Oh, yeah. I don't never have nothing to say. Like they go balls to the wall.
And you usually see something that you haven't seen before, and you're just like, oh, yeah. Oh, what was that?
Right.
Like,
oh, nice background in judo and kendo.
Oh yeah, that's what's up.
From Japan. Singles wrestler, tag team wrestler. Oh no. Wait. Yeah, beginning an in-ring career of 08. So 11 years.
Okay.
It's gonna be interesting. I like seeing people, especially in like the UFC. I like seeing the undercard matches because that's where like the Connors and everybody came from.
I
Like
see
the
them.
Diaz
There's some
brothers.
younger cats working their way up.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
they always put everything like on the line in a good way.
yeah,
Like they just always put on the
yeah.
show for the most part. And I always, I don't get to watch like New Japan how I want to and all the wrestling over
Right.
there. But anytime I do, it's always good, man. Like
Oh yeah.
every time.
Yep.
The next one is Best Friends versus the Dark Order, which I'm heavily interested in. Go ahead, take it away.
Man, I mean, who doesn't love the best friends?
Yeah,
I mean, but I mean, I think that Dark Order's gonna take it.
you think so?
Yeah.
I That is weird.
I forget.
It's dope.
I forget what they're calling.
They dressing up as like sex slaves with the little. It's killing me, bro. Like it's a good gimmick though because it's silly, but they do serious stuff.
Oh yeah.
So it's just like, whoa, it's just a different. It's kind of like on the opposite spectrum, but on the same field as the Bray Wyatt thing. It's like his thing was just silly, but it's just so out there.
Yeah.
And it's just like, especially now with the Fiend and all that, and I think that's the route they doing. It's just a tag team. But whenever I seen them wasn't it Fighter Fest that they showed up?
No, they showed up at Double or Nothing.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. I'm sorry.
Then they had a match at Fighter Fest. They won their match at Fighter Fest.
Crazy. And they're interesting, man. Like
their finisher's fresh.
Yeah.
Their finisher is fresh.
Yeah.
Like if you haven't seen Dark Order's finisher, YouTube that right now and watch that. This shit is dope.
I would check out Double or Nothing actually, or Fighter Fest and check them out before All Out All Out tomorrow.
I don't remember who it was, but somebody one of the last couple of times I was scamming through Raw, there was a tag team match. I don't remember who it was, and they used like a variation that I was like, well, that's a rip off of the Dark Order's finisher. You just put a little spin on it, so it wasn't exactly the same. But I was like, but Dark Order's finisher is fresh.
Yeah, I like everything about them, man. They got a little thing going for they. So
I think they get the W, and that gives them a first round bye in the tag team title tournament.
Okay.
Which I think it's going to end up being the Bucks versus Dark Order for the tag titles. When
When
they get there, yeah.
I would like to. I hope that the Lucha Bros win, and we got one more. I mean, okay, so we got the triple threat match. I guess we can go quick on this. But
that's a hardcore match too, yeah.
It doesn't say, but it might be. I think they might have changed it to it, but it doesn't say right here. It just says Joey Janela versus Jimmy Havoc versus Darby Allin. And I think Jimmy Havoc's going to win because that Darby Allin dude, I was a little disappointed. They hyped him and stuff, and then he got smacked by Cody Rhodes. And then he little as hell, which killed it because he had a mystique where I thought he was going to be at least Cody Rhodes size or a little shorter, but he's like, and I'm not saying like, but he's like dang near Rey Mysterio size. And I was like, geez, dude, like, I don't think he's going to be Cody tonight.
Yeah. I like Darby.
I like him, but it kind of took some of the air out for me. I like his gimmick, though. I like what he's doing.
I think Janela pulls it out.
You think so? Yeah. Did you see what happened with him and Enzo?
Man.
Oh my word! Do you have anything to say on that before we move on?
One, I would beat the shit out of Enzo.
You think so?
Oh yeah, man. He needs an ass whooping. Two, man, Janela's a punk.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's fantastic. I love his gimmick, but
I don't think he wanted to get in trouble. Because how I was looking at it was like two dudes that wanted to fight or they just had a quick beef, but neither one of them wanted to get, like, they both are on thin ice for different reasons. Joey Janela's on thin ice because he's just a new cat. You know what I mean? Like, he don't got a big name, and Enzo is just.
But like Enzo
Thin Ice,
squared
period.
up and was like, what's up? And like Janela never put his hands up. He kept his hands like almost like he was afraid. Like even if he moved, like Enzo was gonna beat his ass. Like,
But Enzo is a dog though. Enzo would do that. He got a little man complex. He'll probably even tell you that. So he'll get down for the wrong reasons, which is why I was like, they on thin ice for different reasons. So I don't think either one would like. That's why, because I had seen the snippets of it, and like people was pulling him back, and it's not like he was like ripping to get back into it. Even if he did put his hands up, anybody worry about it.
And then Enzo got him on Twitter too.
Yeah.
I was like,
I guess there was some false report out here that apparently NXT was trying to bring them back or something, just because there's a report out there that, and not even a report, they have been signing dudes that aren't even on TV for 6 figures.
Just to keep
them off the field. Yeah. They've signed people to $500K just to not let them walk. Yeah. And I'm just like, dang, dude's not even on TV. You must be throwing buckets at the other ones because they know the cons got some bread.
Oh yeah,
they will come for you.
Yep.
Okay. So now that I'm going, other than seeing Cody Rhodes, this is the match I'm excited for most. The only reason why is because I knew very minimal about the Lucha Bros up until I seen them at Double or Nothing. Or no, was it All Out that we first seen them?
No.
Were they at All Out?
All Out is tomorrow.
I mean, All In.
No,
all
double or Nothing.
But were they at All In?
Pentagon was. He fought Kenny Omega.
That's what it was. Yeah. Whenever I saw him, because no, they were both there, but they were in separate matches. Both of the Phoenix was there too. He was just in another match at All In. I'm almost for certain.
I can't even remember. It was so long ago, but I do remember
Kenny and him, and that's what got me. I was like, oh,
man, was that the main event All In?
I'm looking up the match card right now. Give me.
But yeah, Pentagon Jr. fought Kenny Omega.
Crazy.
Which I was familiar with him, and I kept thinking, I was like, man, he's gonna pull this off. And it kept looking like he might have been like he was gonna beat Kenny that night. But I mean, obviously they weren't gonna put Kenny down for the count.
No, I don't. To be real, I could see the night where like the people in charge run the whole night. Like the good thing about the night is like it could go in so many ways. It's not like WWE where I know what's gonna happen. So we had SCU defeated the Briscoes over the budget battle royal. Flip won.
Yeah, Flip Gordon.
Man, I wish MJF was. Is he even on the card? No, I didn't think so. I wish he was.
But I bet we see him in some form.
Yeah, I hope he comes out.
Like that triple threat may become a 4-way.
Mm-hmm. I wish Tessa Blanchard would come.
Yep.
That Cody Rhodes versus Nick Aldis match was good.
Oh yeah, that was fantastic.
You remember the Adam Page versus Joey Janela street fight? That was pretty good.
That was good.
That's that dude though. Page, that dude, man. Okay. Kenny Omega versus Pentagon Jr. Okay, so no, I don't think Phoenix was there tonight. Oh wait, no, he was. Yeah, Rey Mysterio and Phoenix, remember? And Bandito versus Young Bucks and Kota Ibushi.
Yeah.
I thought I had seen. I was like, I'm almost for certain because that's whenever I found out who they were, and they just kept saying his brother, and then later in the night we got to Pentagon Jr. I was like, oh, he a whole other type of savage.
Yeah.
He a savage. I love him. His gimmick is a little scary, but yes.
That dude works me.
Yes,
yes. Man.
I love him. So who you got on the AAA Tag Team Championship ladder match? Lucha Bros or the Young Bucks?
I too am excited for this match.
To see it
over any
and to see it.
Yeah, because like I mean, look at what those guys did at Double or Nothing. Like, man, that match was
You ain't
fucking
got
off,
it. You
man.
ain't even got it. I already know.
So,
Hairs.
man, yeah, like,
Hairs. The
yeah,
Stone Cold point out the
yep.
hairs.
And we're gonna get that, and now you're giving us ladders too. But man, who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen in this match? Like, man, they did that. They hit that move.
Man, it's gonna be so good.
Pentagon does that flipping pile driver.
Mm-hmm.
And he did that jumping off of Phoenix's back to one of the Bucks outside on the hard part of the apron, and that was just like he just jumped off his brother's back and caught him with that. Like, that was amazing. Like, and then he, like I said, you give these guys ladders. Man, who knows what's gonna happen? But as far as wins, I see Lucha Brothers retaining their tag belts.
I think so. I think they should. It would be fitting.
I don't think that the Bucks need this win. Like, yeah, I know it's like I was saying earlier, this is the pay-per-view going into your TV deal.
Yeah.
But the Bucks are so damn popular and over that they don't need to win to keep people's attention. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying that the Lucha Brothers have to win to keep people's attention, because if anybody that hasn't seen them, once they see these two guys together in the ring, they're going to have your attention. Even from their entrance. You watch their entrance and you just see the way they come out with, you know, Phoenix with his mask on, and then Pentagon not only with his mask on, but, you know, the contacts, and you're just like, what are these guys about to do? And like,
that's what, when we watched, whenever I came over to your house a year ago this time and watched All In with you, I was like, now who the fuck is this dude? And what the fuck is he about to do? And what the hell is his gimmick? And I like the Seattle. Yeah, bro. Yes. I was like, okay. So then all that got out the way, and then he just started going dummy. I was like, oh, okay. He's like Rey Mysterio on fucking crack cocaine. He's hardcore.
He's a bigger guy too, and he's, you know, heavier.
He'll get in it.
But man, he's athletic.
He know how to do so many styles. It's crazy. It looks like he know how to do strong style, the lucha style, American style, WWE style, all the really like indie wrestling style. Like, he knows how to do all of them. It's like a fighter switching stance.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's just like he know how to do it all so flawlessly. And it's just like, I gotta give it to my guy Eddie and Dean Malenko. Because without them, none of this would probably be possible. Damn it, boys. You and Ray and y'all fellas from back in the day, and Psychosis and all of them, like, damn it, boy. Thank you. Thank you, because I get to see these dudes now, and they took everything y'all did and just did it so right. They did y'all so much justice, man. Oh, yeah. It's good, like, to see, like, because I'm a big fan of that style. Like, not even the mass wrestling, just Mexican AAA wrestling. You know, like, I love it. And then you get the luchadors with it too. You take my money.
Right?
Take my money. Okay.
Who you got taking the W?
I don't know. I got, if I'm a betting man, I say the Lucha Bros got it. Just because how just the booking been so far, and I think the Lucha Bros needed more, especially after the last two outings we seen of them, whether it was individually or whenever they was together at that time. But I think they deserve it and they need it more than the Young Bucks do. So I'm gonna give it to them. But I could see, I'm telling you, man, I could see all the people in power winning it, just so they could start a thing of not like the Authority, but like they want to, like, they need bad guys, I think, right now, or people to be like, oh, or something like that. But even then, I don't think that would happen, because I think it would just be like the Bullet Club in a way, just getting back together, and people would be okay with that too. Right. So it's just like, it could go so many ways. So who I want to win in some of these matches, or who I'll put my money on, is, you know, it's a little shaky. I can't give you a straight answer, but I'm gonna put my money on the Lucha Bros. That's who I want. So.
Yep.
Okay, so we got Cody and Sean Spears. Who you got after that devastating little headshot we got?
Man, it's hard to tell. Just because
You think so?
I mean, Cody's record is 1-1-1 with AEW, so it's like I think you kind of got to give him the win. Again, going into TV, but at the same time, like Sean Spears is dope. He was cool as Ty Dillinger. They dropped the ball with him. Like,
Hard,
what I mean? Oh, yeah.
hard. Look, if I ever meet you, bro, or if you ever just by accident hear this bullshit talk, they should have did way more with you.
Man.
Way more. So much. Continue. I apologize.
No, you're all good. But with him having Tully in his corner,
yeah,
he could sneak out, a win with some help. But like,
I think that's a possibility because I know that they were saying that they wanted, like, they took a dude that they just wanted to make a job dude to help other guys get over, or a middle of the pack guy, or just another gimmick dude, and actually making a star out of him in AEW. And it's just like, yeah, I see that because he was a star there. They just
and then
didn't
it's
see
like, man, like Spears. I think Spears has to go over in order to continue this feud. You know what I mean? You can't have him attack him.
Yeah.
And lose at their first fight. But well, all right, well, next. So like I think Cody should get the win. Just going to the TV like this and all this shit that he hasn't been talking. You know what I mean? Like, we're not in competition.
Right.
Attitude killer. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, no, you're in competition.
Yeah. I don't like when they do that.
If you're not in competition with WWE, you're in competition with Triple H.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I think he has to get that win. But again, if they're going to continue the feud with him and Spears, Spears needs the win in order to continue their feud.
I say that's the most logical way, especially if they want to continue the feud. But if you want to swerve the fans while also continuing the feud, Cody can win. But during the match or after the match, Sean has to do something so dastardly that it's like this will, like, this doesn't even have to go spoken. Like what he did then at wasn't it, was it Fyter Fest? I think it was Fyter Fest.
Double or Nothing.
Was it Double or Nothing?
Yeah. Yep.
What?
Fyter Fest. Cody and his brother Dustin tagged against the Bucks.
I thought he fought Darby Allin at Fyter Fest, and then that's when he came out at the end.
Oh, I'm thinking of
the chair shot. That's what I'm thinking of.
The chair shot was Double or Nothing.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That tag match was what they do after Fyter Fest. That was the.
I don't know. Give me a second, man. This is too much thoughts of other wrestling stuff. Let me see.
I can't remember what it was called.
Let me see. I'm looking up the card for Fyter Fest. So hey. Cody versus Darby Allin was Fyter Fest. And
Fight for the Fallen. Is that what that was? Fight for the Fallen?
Was that it?
Was that tag match with him and his brother and
Yeah. Yep. You got it. You got it all. Yep. I ain't gonna question because it all just came back. I ain't gonna look it up. Yep, that's right. Yeah, so hopefully it does continue. I don't know. Hope without that chair shot, and them just ending it after this one, no matter who wins, would kind of be like, oh, kind of, kind of bummed.
It'll be good. I think before I knew that the Bucks and the Lucha Brothers were fighting in the ladder match, I was picking Cody and Sean Spears to be the match that stole the show. Because I was like, when he hit him with that chair, I was like, we're going to get, I was like, watch. I was like, All Out, we're going to get 2 ex-WWE employees that they were like, y'all are meh. I was like, and these guys are going to put on a fucking show, and they're going to steal the show. And people are going to be like, you guys gave these two dudes up.
For sure. Yeah. Speaking of our next match, everything kind of changed with because I remember they were gonna do this match a while ago, but Pac pulled out because he wanted to go over that night, and they just decided to do something else.
They put Adam Page in that battle royal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to, yeah, that's who he was supposed to face. He was supposed to face Adam Page, and he pulled out.
Yeah.
And we were originally supposed to have Kenny Omega versus Moxley. Well, he got staph, and he had to pull out. And like a couple days later, they got Pac to fill his. And Pac, for anybody that don't know, is Adrian Neville, who he was in WWE. He goes by Pac now. Some people already know that. Just wanted to clarify, but that's who we got now is Kenny Omega versus Pac, and I think that is okay. So we got to be real here, though. The last 4 matches are all show stealers or potential to be. So that's why I'm like, I don't know who to pick for the show stealing match until we see it.
I'm not as excited for this match as I was for Omega and Moxley.
Oh yeah.
This is going to be better than Omega and Moxley because
wrestling wise,
yeah, these guys together. I'm expecting something
major,
some magic. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I was invested, like I guess emotional wise, for Mox and Omega just because Dean Ambrose. Hey, Mox showed up at the end of Double or Nothing, attacking Omega, and so that was the first him not re-signing with the WWE and showing up. That was the first we got a wrestling war. Like it was like Scott Hall showing up. You know what I mean? Like so that was you're like you're already invested. Like I can't wait for this, and then him dropping out, you're like man, and then hearing that it's Pac, you're like, dang, that's cool. But like in reality, you're like, as far as like watching a wrestling match, their wrestling match together is gonna be fucking awesome.
Yeah, I was I felt that way initially, and then now whenever I think about it, I'm not too upset about it. One, because I don't want anything to happen to Dean or John Moxley and I'm glad he's Moxley because that's whenever I knew him as John Moxley. So, anyways, but I wasn't too upset about it because now that makes us want to see him more. When they go to programming TV, and even then, I don't think that they'll put him. And if he is, he might be the main event, but I still think they might have a bigger title main event or something the first night. But I think they might save him for a big match, like a little into AEW, and not just throw him, which will make us want to see him. And I think that'll be good because this time he got to be treated crazily, like with the utmost respect, and it got to go right this time for him. It's just, and I know it will because he's in a whole different other situation. But man, hearing him talk on who podcast did he go on? Was it Chris Jericho? I think it was Chris Jericho maybe, and he just kind of like just said everything, and it was just like it's CM Punk all over again.
Yeah.
You remember?
You're talking about.
It was like 3 months ago.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it, but like I read like a little bit of the stuff he was saying, like where he was talking about his match with Lesnar at WrestleMania.
All of it, bro.
Yeah, and him talking to Vince about why am I riding this
fucking hot dog truck, the cart, and it's good shit, pal. It's good shit. I'm like, oh, dude, that's an actual quote. Like that's really what that's. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like, he's way better than Seth. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not on Seth's bandwagon. I don't get it. He's a great wrestler, so that's not the problem. Everything else, though, like his in-ring, like extras that most wrestlers, like, okay, Stone Cold made up for his lack of, like, because when he was a Hollywood Blonde, he had a plethora of moves. And then when he was Stone Cold, it was down to like 5.
Right.
Like, he was kind of worse than Cena at times. but we didn't give a damn because he was doing so much other stuff. And it's just like the opposite with Seth. Like, he's only a great wrestler to me. He's not a good talker. He's not a good heel anymore. He's not good or great, really. He's good at a lot of things, but he's not great at anything except for wrestling.
Right.
And that's sad. And I'm not trying to be mean, but it's like, it is what it is.
No, I agree. And the thing is, and Moxley's so good at like working your emotion, even with just his in-ring work. And then give him a microphone, and he's fantastic on the mic. You know what I mean? Like he wrecks a mic. So then you throw that in, and then like when he gets in the ring, he can still bring that same emotion out of you that he does with his words, with the way that he moves in the ring. Like,
yeah. And Roman, if they would let him drop all this dumb crap, he would actually get a legit move set of some sort and practice his in ring more, and then he would bring some of that Samoan thug with him to work. Because I see him in his early NXT interviews, and they were wow, like day and night, and I'm just like, they did this to you. What did they do? Like, what? Why? Why are you just going along with the gravy train, man? You got to speak up, man. You get killed out here,
right? My biggest thing about Reigns that I don't like is I don't like his catchphrase. Like,
no.
And it's because of the way that he says it.
Yeah.
Like, you can't come out there and like, at times you can hear like a little bit of like slang in the way he says some of his words. You know, like there was this one time years ago he's feuding with the Big Show. And Big Show comes out and starts talking on the mic, and he was just like, you know what? How about I stop talking? I just come down there and I hit you in the mouth. And I was like, that's gangster. That's what I'm talking about. And then he was like, believe that. You can't, no, you got to believe that. It's got to be believe that. You can't believe, like, that's not the time to enunciate, man. Like, and I just don't like believe that. And that kills Reigns for me.
But I don't know if that's all the way his fault or just like Vince, like, you got to put emphasis on these words. So I'm not going down the Roman bunny hole. We all know. He knows. Like, they know. They just, it's John Cena. They're just shoving them down their throats. And not even that was Cena's fault. But so last one. The World Championship. First, how you feel about that belt?
Man, I don't like it. I don't like it myself.
Right.
I know.
Wait. I gotta give you some shit for a second. You don't like that belt, but you like Ricochet and Will Ospreay. And they ballerina competition. This man wanted to eat me alive on the internet the other day. I was so hurt. I was like, my homie of all homies in the wrestling world and in life gonna sit here and tell me that he thought that was some real ass shit. And we get on Roman.
Those guys' matches is fantastic against each other. And I've been using the word fantastic a lot today because they are fantastic.
They are fantastic. That match to where they look like the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was not. You know, like, something gotta happen physical in the ring. At some point, they went on a 15-minute reversal spree. Like, this is, you just hand on the script. Why don't you just go before your match? Just pass out the script and just let everybody know onto it. Like, what was that? I'm not mad on Rhea, okay? I don't hate on Ricochet as much as you would believe, but damn it, man, come on, you ain't gonna be able to do that against Brock Lesnar.
Nope. And
that's what I go to at the end. At the end of the day, they want to aim for WWE. You know what I mean? I'm just assuming every wrestler for the pay wise and for the WrestleMania thing. I think that my fault. You guys are not, but WrestleMania and the payday for wrestlers is like a big thing, I feel like. And you got to think at WrestleMania in a main event or a big moment, you're going to face a superstar that's not going to let you fly around the ring. And that's all I leave it at. It's not something that's cool to see or is not cool to see, but it's just like,
there's only so far you think that they can go with that.
Yeah, and it's just like that, and I just feel like you blew the doors open. Like, I don't think wrestling fans should see certain things because it just kind of ruins it. because once they see it, like once we knew so much more about the business and the inner workings, I feel like things changed. And the moment I realized like that the audience was in on it was the Daniel Bryan stuff. And my problem with Daniel Bryan is that all his hype only worked out because they kept pushing him down. If they would have just gave him the title off the gate, he would have been an afterthought. And I'm
Yeah.
just being honest. You know why I know that? Because they gave him the title other times, and he was people were happy not only because he was a heel, but because he was a boring, lame heel.
Right.
And Sheamus beat him in 8 seconds or
Yeah.
whatever. So that's what I'm saying. It was we blame WWE for them doing their job. We can be mad at them for the dumb shit they do, like the Roman Reigns and the Brock Lesnar crap and the Goldberg stuff. That stuff is validated. But them holding a guy down whenever they know it's only doing him good, I just don't understand, you know.
Yeah.
And I think we gotta stop trying to be so much into the business and just go back to being fans. And I think once all this, and this is what makes me so happy about everything that's happening with AEW and SmackDown going to Fox, so they're gonna be able to be more Raw, and Raw is gonna be more Raw because they know that if NXT gets eclipsed in any way, they're next in some fashion. Not completely, it won't be a whole eclipse, but AEW's gonna breach your territory, and I don't think they want that to happen. So everybody's just going. It's gonna be a good thing for everybody, and that'll make the fans stop worrying so much. And it's a mixture of everything. We wouldn't have to go there if they would just do it right, and I understand that. But stay in your place as a fan, please. Just can we enjoy it? That's what was getting mad with me is just like they were doing the Daniel Bryan thing through everybody's matches, even the good wrestlers that had nothing to do with it. And it's just like I don't want that to happen with Ricochet and even Will Ospreay whenever, because I know he's at Evolve now and they're with WWE, so eventually he's gonna come to NXT and they're great, but I don't want their, you know what I mean, what their legacy could be to be ruined because the fans don't know how to let wrestling play out.
Yeah.
It's a weekly program.
Right.
WWE will always leave a pay-per-view on a cliff unless it's WrestleMania, damn near.
Right.
Because Vince has been openly, and everybody said he is well known. That's the feel-good show. So one bad thing could happen, but it would be a big bad thing. Everything else is going to be heartwarming and
Yeah.
all that. So I'm sorry I went down that bunny hole.
It's okay. I had real quick here. I didn't know. I mean, I seen that they're gonna run NXT live against AEW, but what I didn't know is NXT still running only an hour, or are they gonna be running 2 hours also?
2.
See, I'm curious to see what they do with 2 hours.
I think personally, now that they've been established for like years now, 5, 6 years now, no longer. I think it's been 7 or 8 years. That they've needed another hour.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I feel like their stuff is so good, but it's also rushed at times, and I like to see because NXT gives you more in ring time, and it's interesting. It's not like a long, drawn out, pointless match. Like Keith Lee, I can't wait to see a longer match with him. He's dope.
And NXT is WWE's best show.
Yeah, NXT, SmackDown, and Raw. Or NXT, SmackDown, whatever pay-per-view, then Raw.
Right, yeah, Raw's the last. So it's curious if they didn't want Raw or SmackDown because they knew like Raw and SmackDown are lame and people aren't going to watch. So if they were just like, hey, NXT is our...
Yeah.
From what we read on the internet, because I'm sure Vince isn't watching, but from what we read on the internet, people like NXT more than they do any of our other product. So if these guys are, we'll see how these guys are going to be competition. Let's run our best show, and if people aren't watching our best show, then there's no reason to run Raw or SmackDown. I think if they ran Raw or SmackDown against AEW on Wednesday, or if AEW ran Monday or Friday, nobody would watch the other program. You'd watch it during AEW commercials, and who even knows? Even with technology now, you DVR it and fast forward through it later while watching AEW live.
Yeah, It's gonna be interesting how everything unfolds. So, um, let's back to the last
Yeah,
one. Who you got?
Jericho.
You think so?
Yep.
Why?
Well, really, okay. Here's my my fantasy. Here's my imagination. Here's uh not gonna happen, but Page makes his entrance. Jericho makes his entrance. These guys are interrupted before their match even starts with Chicago's own CM Punk. Punk somehow ends up into this as a triple threat for the world title, and Punk becomes their first champ. What better way as far as competition for Vince than the guy that you guys absolutely hate is now the champ? Come see what he's going to do Wednesday, October 2nd. But I don't expect it to happen. That's just my
Fantasy.
yeah. So other than that, Jericho, you're an up and coming company. You want to see the younger up and comer, but nobody knows that's who Adam Page is yet. You know what I mean? So you go with the guy people know already. You know what I mean? And what's Jericho doing when he's not wrestling? Other people know Chris Jericho because this guy's touring with his band all the time. Even if you don't know Chris Jericho, the wrestler, you know, you're going to be like, oh, that's the Fozzy. Oh, that guy wrestles? Oh, he's the champ for that company. Oh, I'm going to check this out. You know what I mean? I like Adam Page, and you want to see, the underdog. He doesn't, he's good in the ring. He just doesn't have that draw for me as far as, being in the ring, the world champ. Like, I'm not, like, curious until, like, you know what I mean? Like, Jericho, you're like, oh, Jericho's a larger than life. Hey, Adam Page isn't like that in the ring yet. You know what I mean? Like, he's still quiet. You know what I mean? So, like, if you're a new company, Jericho.
You said it all, man. I don't even need
That's
to.
how I feel. That's how I feel.
That's
About
how I
that.
feel too.
Like,
That's how I feel too. It's just it is what it is at the end of the day. You know, like in certain situations like this, it's not just a match that's on the line. There's so many other things that's on the line, and I think it's how they go about doing it, who wins, and who's the face. You know, after that, and I, for every reason, you know what I mean. I can't even disagree with anything you said.
and then also I think that Jericho winning sets up not right away. I think Jericho will win and Jericho will keep the title for a couple months. I don't know if last year this time before All Out it was All In and now this is All Out. So I don't know if this show is going to be what there's considered to be like their WrestleMania show once they start running pay-per-views. So, but I think Jericho wins the title, runs through a couple people for a couple of months, or if they make it a year, to set up him and Kenny Omega for the world title. Which, I mean, depending on who you ask, Kenny Omega is the best wrestler in the entire world right now. It makes sense for your company to have the best wrestler in the world as your champion. So I think Jericho runs through a couple people setting up. Him and Omega are 1-on-1 against each other. Omega beat him that first time. Was that Wrestle Kingdom that they fought, and then Jericho won the rematch. So,
But don't forget now about Moxley. So I think he might factor into it all because you gotta remember he world champion. He well known. I think he's more well known than you just I'm blanking.
Omega,
Yeah, Omega. I'm
yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
losing my
But
shit.
I mean, once he gets better, he can come back, and then we can finally get that Omega Moxley feud. So they can feud while Jericho's running through
Yeah,
other
that's what I
guys.
was thinking for the
And
next
then,
couple months. And
Mox and Omega can trade back and forth, and then Omega comes out on top, and that sets up that him and Jericho,
yeah,
which I think at
they
some
got
point,
unfinished business.
yeah. And
So
so, what better way? Like I said, Kenny Omega is the best wrestler in the world.
right.
You give Jericho the belt, let him run through a couple of people, and then boom, Omega takes it at their WrestleMania. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I think.
Everything
That's
I
that's what
agree
I
with
think.
all you,
Like,
man. I agree with all. I don't even have a because that's exactly my thoughts on it. So, uh, Nothing else to say now, but we just gotta wake up and gonna be attending Starcast too.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that to just see what happens there.
Just to see what it is. And then Pro Wrestling Tees is throwing like a pre-party across the street from the venue where the pay-per-view taking place, which is hosted by Flip Gordon.
Oh, okay.
And
right on.
So I was like, cool. Like we can do some Starcast and then head to there and then just walk across the street or whatever. Like,
right on.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna have this up tomorrow. You guys check it out. All Out tomorrow night. I think the start times was 7. 6.
That's the pre. Yeah. So
the buy-in
part starts at 7.
Yep. Yeah. And then the main card, I believe, starts at 8. I believe. So, we have a lot of contraband items that we're not allowed to bring. So I'm trying to make sure I just bring myself and the old wallet and phone. So
they said no selfie sticks. I was like, well, there goes that.
Yeah, right. None of that. But yeah, you guys check it out. Make sure you like and subscribe to the video. Can't wait for All Out, bro.
Yep. Maybe we'll get to do another one of these where we talk about.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Our experience.
Yeah, I was gonna do that anyway and try to take some footage and do a bunch of stuff. I actually got a buddy coming over right now got a new software that I want to try out so I can, whenever I come back, I can put together a really dope video of going all out, full of pictures, videos, and even have some commentary over it. Maybe you come back.
That'd be dope.
And we can do a review of everything, just the experience, the matches, the whole, because I feel like we're going to be living a whole, 3 days within a day and a half. So, So I'm excited for it. You guys check out this video and what's come. Thank you, Mario, for coming on doing this, brother.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for inviting me out. Yeah, for sure, brother. We're going to have you on, man. Y'all take it easy.
Yep.